can I ask about wind?
I could power Battersea Power Station with the wind.
There we go. That's what I wanted.
It's a terrifying thing.
Hello. I am so excited about this.
I know.
Contain myself.
Me too. I'm even wearing a pinny just to say that I'm excited not to be cooking.
I love my pinny. It's Risdon and Risdon, right? And they are the most wonderful company who outsource everything artisan. So they support arts and crafts all around the country, which is a really great thing to do.
You not get the note with that pinny?
No. Did you?
But you're supposed to wear just the pinny and nothing else.
Oh, right. I'll do that tomorrow. I promise.
Mistake there, you see, Dee.
Oh, yeah. I missed the trick there. Okay.
They're called naked pinnies.
Naked pinnies. That's good.
It just sounds more and more obscene. Will you stop?
Naked Pinny Day.
Sounds like something else. So can we just move on?
Well, so we challenged Bob Barrett, didn't we, girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he accepted our challenge. Whether or not he's going to speak to any of us after this is another matter. But we have Sunday brunch with Bob. Woo!
Where is he? There you are.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello. Happy Sunday.
Hello.
What are you making, Bob?
I am making a roasted sweet potato and bean enchilada with enchiladas with a chimichurri sauce. I always say
This down.
it's from a cookbook. I have to say it's from a cookbook, but it's a bloody marvelous cookbook, and it's saved our lives. It's from this book here, which is
Because
called.
you're all vegan now, aren't you, Bob?
We're a vegan house.
Wow.
Vegan house.
It's called The Shared Table. Right. So I've made things before. I've already started, so I'm going to mix things together, and then we can put it in the oven. So I've made this, which is basically onion. You reduce an onion down. You put some spices, some cumin, some coriander, some garlic in there, and then when that's all reduced down, you put in a tin of tomatoes and a tin of red kidney beans. So that's that. That's your basic sauce. Then you roast some sweet potatoes. Just all you do is roast it with olive oil and put some salt and pepper on there.
Do you peel them or just wash them, Bob?
Hmm?
Do you peel them or just wash them? Sometimes people leave the
Yes, you peel them. You chop them up into 1 centimetre pieces, tiny little pieces. That's going to be mixed with the sauce, and that's what's going to be inside the enchilada.
Ooh. When the show is over, if we could possibly post the recipe, I think everybody
I will.
would like to see it.
I was just about to say that.
We're doing half the recipe because it makes 60 enchiladas. When I thought enchiladas is probably too much. So you mix it all together like this. Hopefully you get it in the thing like that. This is the weirdest thing. So you've done that. Come over here, you've mixed it together. You've mixed it all together like that. So you've got a sort of mix, a sort of tomatoey, kidney beanie, roasted sweet potato hash, which you're now going to put. So you've got it like that. So you're like that. I'm just going to turn off the other sauce, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So you come over here, and you've got that. So here we go. So you take your enchilada, like that. They're mini enchiladas. You take about a teaspoonful of the sauce, and you put it in the middle. You dissect it. You put it in the middle, like that. And then, having done that, you then fold it over like that. So it's folded over like that. You transfer it. It's like a little sort of burrito almost. You transfer it over and then you switch the rooney and put it on its front. So it looks like that. And it's going up that. So it's like that. And I'm going to do that 8 times. I should have done this before, you see.
While you're doing that, Bob, can I ask, with all the beans and the wonderful vegetables,
yes,
and this whole new way of eating,
yes,
can I ask about wind?
I win.
Has it changed the dynamic at all?
I could power Battersea Power Station with the wind.
There we go. That's what I wondered.
It's a terrifying thing.
I just want, it's a very, it's a challenging.
I'm on
it's a
set.
challenging combo.
Challenging.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. I have to say, it's one of the hardest. I'm on set, and all you can hear is like that, and that people stop looking at me. I had to stop. One of the takes had to stop because I was making so much noise. It is not. It's not easy.
That's what I wondered.
I remember my grandmother doing a soup every Sunday. We used to go and see her on a Sunday, and she'd do this very thick vegetable soup. And as we left her house, we'd take off down the road actually and fly. It was really weird.
Is the possibility then that with turning vegan, we could power our own windmill in our own home, families, electricity? Yeah, we could do it all.
I don't think this has been looked into. They need to do a lot more research into this.
I think so.
We can do that.
Electricity, anything. It's
We're
like
at the forefront.
Yes, but the problem is that if we started to use our own power, it would be rather smelly. So we have to sort of decontaminate the smell.
Oh, listen, darling, I'm so sorry. Do you mean we're ladies? Nothing smells. What are you talking about? It's perfumed air. It's lavender. It's rosy. What are you talking about?
Perfumed air, exactly. It's perfumed air. But no, they don't smell. It doesn't smell as much as I thought it would.
Oh.
It's not like I blast and everyone goes, evacuate the area. It's not that bad.
Oh, good.
Weirdly.
Yeah, because the meaty farts smell disgusting.
Oh my God.
Whereas the veggie farts don't, you see. This is the whole point.
This is the whole point. Because back in the day,
pure. It's pure farts.
We're not.
Can I tell you something, girls?
We're not
I just got to tell you, I have a farting app on my phone.
Yes.
And because it's hysterical in the dressing room sometimes.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
just random. But they have it's a fart app. Your grandchildren will love it. And there's all sorts of different. There's random and there's a meaty one. And then there's also, but my favorite one is 3 a.m. tacos. Don't know if you can see that, which I'm going to do for you now. They're all different. You can create them. It's the most, and it's wind tunnel is very good, but I think our viewers would be upset, so I'm going to stop. But,
we can all relate, darling. We can all relate.
All relate. Now, just to say, this is the second sauce. This is the enchilada sauce. So this is all this is garlic, a couple more herbs, cumin and coriander, mixed in with passata, and it's reduced down. And that's the sauce I'm going to put on the top. So I'm going to drizzle that over.
What do you mean by reduced down?
So basically, the more you I love you. The more
she doesn't know. She doesn't cook, darling. So she needs to know.
There's the idiot's guide, please.
So basically, when you put tin of tomatoes in the saucepan, it's quite chunky. So you just reduce it. And what that does as well, that focuses the flavour. So you intensify the flavour as it's being reduced down.
But what do you do to reduce it down? Squish
just
it?
keep cooking.
You just keep cooking it. You
keep cooking and it evaporates, darling. The water evaporates and it becomes a thicker sauce.
Yes, thank you.
All right, darling.
It's like when you put wine in. When you put wine in a sauce, you cook it down and the wine evaporates and it gets thicker.
Oh, the wine. It's almost too early to start that kind of thing. Anyway, I would...
It's never too early.
I've already started.
No, that's true. So, I've put the sauce on top. I've got vegan cheese. Now, the vegan cheese of choice, this is where we struggle because cheese is very hard to replicate in the vegan world.
Yeah.
Well, this is the cheese we use. It's like a coconut cheese. It's a company called Coco, and it's coconut cheese. And oh my God, it's like fantastic. It's not
cheese.
It's like what?
Did you say coconut cheese?
Coconut cheese.
Because I guess do you make it from the milk then?
Yes, you make it from the milk, and so basically that's what you so it doesn't have that intense flavour.
Yes. Wow. Do you get that online, Bob?
Yes, no, you can get them from Waitrose. The only place
Waitrose
is Waitrose. Right. Looked in Sainsbury's because we normally shop every week because there's none of them in Sainsbury's. So I drizzle it on the top like this. So this now is oven ready. So I will now put this in the oven.
Okay.
This gas mark, well not gas mark, we're electric, so 200. I put it in there. And I set it for 15 minutes. So whilst we do that, I will make the chimichurri sauce, or the chimney. I call it the chimney sauce.
Chimney sauce.
Chimney sauce.
Chim-chim-chiroo.
Oh, how does this liken you're being a surgeon on Holby? Are they? Is a chef the same sort of thing?
Yes.
Dissecting.
Yes, because when you're at the operating table, you're doing this. You're telling people what you're doing. So you're going, right, so
Yes.
this is the body, and this is the liver, and this is what I'm going to do now, and this is what I'm going to do now. And actually, you can eat the blood. I did this once.
Eating the blood? What?
You can eat the blood. They make the blood. It's delicious. It's basically sugar. It's lots of sugar and colouring, and that's how they make the blood. So
I did that actually.
I know.
Just recently, I was doing Father Brown, and I had a knitting needle through my neck, and I had to have a mouthful of this sugar water and spit it out, and it was very delicious. It was.
See?
You get a taste for it.
It's like vomit. When you have to vomit in the shows, they use mango.
Lovely soup.
They use mango. Well, they know, thank God they don't use that soup anymore, because I had to do that once and it was disgusting. That
Oh,
The mangoes now.
So now they use mangoes. They use mashed mango. So it's quite nice.
Yes. So, where are we at to, darling? What have you
So we're
got
at now. We're going to make the sauce. So this is, so I put some parsley, and I put some coriander, and I put some garlic cloves, 1 garlic clove, and I put half a fresh chili, and I put the zest of a lemon, and half a lemon. Just do this for me now, like this. Just put that in there, and oh, hang on, one way around. I love this thing. This thing is the most marvellous thing in the world. You just bash it through, and the juice comes.
Amazing.
Then you put a little bit of white wine vinegar in there as well, and you put half a teaspoon of salt, and you put it in your marvellous food machine, your whizzer, your magic maker, and
Oh, quick.
and how much olive oil? And sorry, olive oil. I forgot the olive oil.
oh,
I'm on a quiver. I'm on a quiver. So there we are, olive oil as well. That makes a lot of sense.
lovely.
That makes a lot of sense. There. There we are. That's it. So I should be shouting things on top. That's what they do on This Morning.
Yeah.
Talk about holidays. There we go. That's perfect. That's
There
lovely.
we go.
That's perfect. Yeah. So that's your enchilada sauce. I'll take that out. And that just goes on top. So that basically is it until they come out the oven and we see them in
Ooh.
situ. There was a plan, which we can do, of having a very, 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 very quick, easy pudding as well,
Ooh.
which is
Wow.
absolutely
Oh, you've gone
amazing.
mad.
So it's basically,
Wow.
but it's the easiest pudding in the world, and it's the best pudding in the world, and it's so
Ooh.
fresh and so good for you. And it's basically, if you want ice cream, you don't want cream, and you don't want all the rest of it, this is the perfect thing instead. Having sort of,
Wow.
and it's basically, you take bananas, you get 2 bananas, you freeze them in the freezer overnight, and you chop them up, you put them in the freezer overnight, you take them out, you whiz them, which is what I'll do in a minute, you whiz them, and that's it. And you just mix with it something. I put a dessert spoon of peanut butter, and it's creamy and gorgeous and unbelievable. It's so
Oh,
Good.
there
I
must
could do
be a vegan ice cream, is there?
There is a vegan ice cream. So Ben & Jerry's do a brilliant vegan ice cream. There are
Right.
various companies.
Yes.
Booza Booja do a vegan ice cream. The Ben & Jerry's, I've got to say, the Ben & Jerry's is the best. It's just so
Is it?
so good, and it's not that far off. I don't know how they do it.
You about a simple thing. Say, for instance, butter.
Yes.
Now,
Mm.
well, what do you do about that?
You
then?
would, right. Bear with me. Here. This stuff here, it's called vegan spreadable It's organic. It's
Oh.
unbelievable. You would not know the difference. It's just like,
Really?
looks like that. It's just
Wow.
normal butter. You would not know the difference. I don't know how, again, I don't know how they do it. It's absolutely extraordinary. It's 100% vegan, and I do not miss butter at all. And I love butter.
Really?
Oh my God, I love butter. You know,
Wow.
cream,
I love
blah, blah, blah.
butter.
But you would
Yeah.
not.
Is that from Waitrose as well, Bob?
Yes, you get it from Waitrose, you get it from Sainsbury's. I think you can get it from Tesco's as well.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because it's your basic, it's your best. Because there's Olivio, there's the one that, you know, with
Yes.
olive oil.
Yeah.
That's sort of a bit more greasy. This isn't greasy.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, so good. So, you know, we have
Again,
learned
sorry, what's the name again?
it's called Organic Vegan Spreadable. And it comes in a block as well. And you can get it in a block for baking as well.
Right.
And the company's called Naturally.
Oh.
So what milk do you use, Bob?
I use oat milk.
Oat milk.
There's an Oatly barista edition. Or I always get the
Yeah.
barista edition because they use
Lovely.
in
Oats is great.
Really good. The
And
barista
It's
one's
called
fabulous.
it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. And they have them on set now. It's taken me 20 years. I haven't been there 20 years. 11 years.
Are you back at work, Bob? Bobby, you
I've been back at work for 5 weeks.
Oh,
Back at work. Yeah.
How's that going?
Tell us.
It's-
Tell us.
It's amazing. It's
Is it weird?
absolutely amazing. It's very different, but I don't mind it. I thought I'd struggle, you know, and everyone's going, because I hug everyone, you know, I'm the big, because I go around hugging everyone, so everyone's going, oh, you're going to struggle. Oh, you can't hug anyone, you know, la, la, la. And, but what happens is, I shouldn't say this, it's a terrible thing to say, but every now and then, but outside, someone just comes up and hugs you and you go, oh God, and you know, because it is hard, that. But at
Yeah.
work, we have to, because it's the BBC, and because they have to be very strict about it, you
Of
have
course.
to be 2 meters apart. Everybody has to be 2 meters apart. So they've got this big prodder thing, which is 2 meters. And the first thing you are going, back, come on, let's not 2 meters, back. Go on.
Because you forget, don't you? You forget.
Like you're a cow.
And you gravitate towards each other because you know each other so well.
Mm.
And everyone eventually, by 5 o'clock in the afternoon when everyone's knackered, there's a little huddle of people. And the first lady dives in the middle and goes, get back. What are you doing? You're huddling together. But it's great. I love it. It's hard.
Fabulous.
Storylines about COVID, Bob.
We did a big episode about COVID.
Did you?
We did one app. We just got, we thought, rather than make the whole thing about COVID, we would do one app. The first step back is a standalone app. Just about COVID. So we sort of
That was sensible.
Yes, just do the one thing. And we refer to it, but not really. We're back to normal, not really. We wear masks, though. We do the right thing. We wear masks near the patient and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy I'm back at work.
Of course.
You feel like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Will was saying that casualties still aren't back.
No, they're going back in September, I think.
Yeah.
Are they?
He's just not sure.
Yeah,
they're not sure.
Yeah.
Why would
really?
it be much more difficult for them than for you?
I think because the premise of casualty is that at the beginning of the app there's a massive injury.
Accident.
Yes.
Injury.
Oh.
And it's very, very, very hard to be near. You can't go near
No.
it. You cannot.
That's all changed, hasn't it?
It will change. So they're going to have to. So we constantly do scenes like, I've just looked at the patient and la la la. I will administer the drugs in a minute, you know, that sort of stuff, because we can't do it.
Yeah.
But we can operate because you've got the screen. You can view the screen and you can also film somebody, they step out, and then somebody else comes in and you manage to put the two together so it looks like you're next to each other. So it is kind of a miracle. They're doing this all the time. Supposedly in EastEnders, they've got these plastic screens up.
Yeah.
So all the kissing scenes are either side of the screen. So people are like, someone's kissing one side of the screen and someone's kissing the other side.
Yeah, I bet a few actresses will be happy about that.
You know what I
Well, I
mean?
was going to say, I might
That's
use
right.
that in life. I think we should sell Wonderbirds one so we can use it in real life. Darling, have you put it on a timer? Have you put your enchiladas on a timer? Just a thought.
3 minutes. It's going to be 3 minutes time. 3 minutes time. It's coming out. So
Can I
yes,
suggest, Bob, that you do, because you're explaining this very well, that you do a basic Bob Barrett vegan book. So it's basic because
Basic.
Bob.
I buy these books and I chuck them away because I can't understand them and it's too complicated. But you're making it very kind of, oh, I get that.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I could do that then.
Accessible.
That's so lovely. That's because
without being unkind, it could be an idiot's guide to veganism.
Well, no, it is. I can vouch for that.
Also, Bob,
that's what I'll call it.
Bob Barrett Basic.
Yes.
Big bad Bob Barrett's Basic Idiot's Guide to
to veganism. I think it would do really well. I think it would sell really well, Bob.
Well, I do think that people are scared of vegan cooking.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what to do. You know, I cook.
And,
you know,
yeah.
and
Also,
and Dee's the other one, aren't you, Dee?
What, darling? The naked
We
one.
to do it, but I just get them and I just shut them away. My granddaughter wants to do it. I think I can't do it. I don't know how. But listening to you, if you were doing Bob Barrett Basic, I could really understand you.
Oh.
And I probably would. And I'd buy your book. I'd buy your book.
Well, there we are. If I get
you make it very accessible.
Yeah, but
and also.
The thing is, he's only got one recipe.
And actually, that's not his. It's from
No,
someone else's
no
book.
way.
Bob, you're gonna.
That's the problem. There's your problem. Because so I'd have to know what I'm doing a bit more than I do.
You're gonna create recipes, Bob.
What were you saying about naked?
Well, I thought Sherry was referring to the naked apron day, actually, because the naked pinny day, because we're all wearing these pinnies, you see.
Please stop saying pinny.
And Sherry thought we had to wear them with no clothes on, so I said we'll do that another day.
That'll be.
It sounds more and more obscene every time she says, "I love my." She keeps saying, "I love my pinny." It's like, yeah, all right, we got it.
I love my pinny.
I love my pinny.
I've got my pinny on. I didn't realise. I just put my pinny on, and it says on it, "Never trust a thin cook."
There you go.
That's
true.
I've worn it for years, and it's got a fat penguin on the front, and it says. Thank God.
Bob, would you actually think about creating dishes yourself?
I tell you who, Becky and Francesca, my youngest, because I'm very like Eleanor, my eldest daughter, who we go by the book. We go very, very much by the book. But
right.
Becky, but particularly Francesca. Francesca is and Becky are funky cooks, and they'll just mix and match and try different things, and it does work. It's fantastic.
There you go.
There you go. It's time.
Timer. Right. This is the moment of truth. This is where the idea of a vegan cookbook goes out the window because I can't actually do it. So here we go. Here we are. I think that's ready. I'll tell you what, rather than probably I'd leave it in there for another 5 minutes. Yeah. But as we're short of time, I will show you because you can see. I'll put it on the wood because otherwise it will burn. Basically, it comes out like that. So basically, it's like almost like cannelloni, just like cannelloni. And it comes out like that, and then you would put it on a plate. I'll put it on a plate for you, and I'll show you.
Why can't we taste it?
I know. You might be lucky. Actually, it's a shame because you would. It's absolutely delicious. It really is delicious.
We do accept food parcels. It's not a problem.
We do.
Bob, on the next one, then why don't you get your daughter and you to invent a recipe then together?
Yes,
and bring
that would be amazing because actually that's the next stage, I think. To
yeah,
do that.
Because you know what, Bob? I think a lot of people are afraid to become vegan or vegetarian because they think it's really expensive and they can't afford it.
And there are ways around it because
there are ways.
Often you have to go and get the funky ingredients, etc. But there are absolute ways to do very basic. I'll tell you who's good. And it was because there's lots of vegan cookbooks, but there was one, Mary Berry,
Yep.
In her fantastic, big cookbook, she does a vegetarian section. Now you can take the cheese out and do those, but they're very basic and they're very good. And cool, I'm going to big up. Amelia Freer is very good at this as well. She uses meat, but her vegetarian recipes, but just simple, easy recipes that are absolutely
That's
delicious.
what you need, yeah.
That's what you need.
You do.
Incredibly healthy. So it comes out.
Yeah.
So basically
You and your daughter could do it.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful.
It's like that, and it's so easy, and it's absolutely delicious. It's absolutely
Delicious.
Fabulous.
Can you show
Thank
us? Can
you.
you show us the plate again with it on? Because I couldn't see that very clearly.
It's like that. It's going to drip now, but it's like that.
Oh,
So basically, it's like that.
Lovely.
beautiful.
You've got, and the other thing is, because you're using vegetables and you're using and you're not overcooking them, the colour of the food. I mean, I know they bang on these programs about the colour, but actually it's very appetizing because you get reds and greens, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh.
So it's very, very simple, very easy.
And you could add vegetables to that, couldn't you? You could add asparagus or...
Absolutely. I mean, it's Mexican, so you could do a bean salad with it.
Yeah.
You could do guacamole. Guacamole is amazing with it. Absolutely. I mean,
Can you cut it in half, Bob,
Yes,
so we
I
can see
will.
what it looks like?
Yes. Right. So
I think.
get this going on. So inside, it just looks like that. So it looks like it's just a mixture. You've got the cheese on top,
Oh,
and you've
lovely.
got the tomato and the roasted. I mean, because sweet potatoes are incredible.
They're incredible.
Adore them.
Adore them.
The flavour.
They're so good. So you get that sweetness. So inside, you get that sweetness of the sweet potatoes, but you also get the harshness of the I sound like one of those.
Amazing.
But it's all sorry.
Thank you so much. It's
Oh,
so
Bob,
brilliant.
we're so grateful. We're just very jealous now that your family get to share that with you.
I
later.
I know. We're going to take it to my father-in-law's. Because we're in a bubble with my father-in-law, and he lives in the country.
Good.
He's been marvellous, because when I finally went vegan, he went, "You've gone vegan?" Because he loves his meat.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh God, you're vegan?" I said, "Yes, I know. I'm so sorry, but because we get on, I love him so much." But we've been throwing him every now and then a vegan meal, and he loves it. He's so loved it. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, this is it. This is the way forward. I mean, he still wants it, obviously, but he's been going, "Well, this is very tasty." So we're trying to...
Did you try the vegan wine that we sent you?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Was it
so good? The vegan wine was so
good.
Which one was that? Can you remember?
It was the red. The vegan wine. It was the fizz. It was the fizz. It was the
Prosecco. Yeah.
The Prosecco was so good. Oh my God.
We'll have to make sure. We'll have to make sure Wines with Stories send you some more to say.
Oh my God.
Definitely.
I didn't realise. I thought all wine was vegan, but some wine has fish products and things like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Quite extraordinary. But lots of beer. Most beer is vegan.
Yes.
Well, that's lucky for you, isn't it?
Right to that, because actually.
And we're going to end on a fart studio fart.
Please.
Go on.
Oh, that was too short.
No, not good enough.
That was a squeaker.
That was a squeaker.
No.
This is my favourite. This is Wind Tunnel. This is Wind Tunnel.
That's the one.
That's the best.
It's the best app if you're sitting with friends or in a dressing room. It's called Fart Studio. And if you're with friends and you just and the selection of choices, and I think there's even a grandma fart. But we'd know about that.
Thank you, my darling Bob. Thank you.
I love you so much. Take care.
Love you.
Thank you.
Love you so much.
Thank you.